Close your eyes and imagine a time before the world was broken, when angels walked among us, their eyes fixed on humanity with divine purpose. These were the Watchers, celestial beings tasked by the Almighty to guard and guide the children of men. Their wings shimmered with light, their hearts burned with duty. But not all would stay true. Some would fall, their choices shaking the heavens and scarring the earth. This is their story, a saga of loyalty, betrayal, and a rebellion that changed the world forever. The Faithful Seven. In the dawn of creation, 7 Watchers stood apart, their names echoing through eternity. Uriel, Raphael, Regal, Michael, Sakael, Gabriel, and Ramiel. Each carried a sacred charge. Uriel guarded the mysteries of the world and the depths of Tartarus. Raphael watched over the spirits of men, healing their wounds. Regal, the Avenger, brought justice to the luminaries. Michael, the Warrior, stood as a shield for the righteous. Sakael bound the spirits of the fallen. Gabriel, Keeper of Paradise, protected its sanctity. And Ramiel, the Cherub of Wisdom, oversaw those destined to rise again. Together, they moved among humanity, unseen but ever present, ensuring the Almighty's will was done. Once, all Watchers were united, brothers in their divine mission. Even those who would later fall, Samayaza, Azazel, and others, walked alongside the faithful, their hearts still pure. They watched humanity with awe, marveling at their lives, their struggles, their fleeting beauty. But something stirred in the hearts of some. A whisper of desire, a spark of pride. The seeds of rebellion were sown, and the heavens trembled. The whisper of rebellion. Not all Watchers were content with their sacred duty. Samayaza, a leader among them, gazed upon the daughters of men and felt a forbidden longing. Their beauty captivated him, stirring thoughts unfit for an angel. Azazel, cunning and ambitious, dreamed of power beyond his station. Why should they only watch? Why not rule? Why not share the secrets of heaven with humanity's secrets of war, metal, and sorcery? Their desires grew like a storm, dark and unstoppable. The faithful Watchers sensed the change. Whispers rippled through the heavens. Gabriel, who guarded paradise, pleaded with his brothers to turn back. This path leads to ruin, he warned, his voice heavy with sorrow. Sakael, who knew the fate of sinful spirits, foresaw coming judgment. You will bring chaos, Raphael urged, his heart breaking for the world below. Michael, the Warrior, stood firm. The Almighty sees all. Do not let desire lead you to destruction. But Samayaza and Azazel were deaf to their pleas. Pride had taken root, and rebellion bloomed. The oath on Mount Hermon. One fateful night, under the shadow of Mount Hermon, Samayaza called a secret gathering. The peak loomed over the lands of men, a fitting stage for defiance. 200 Watchers, their hearts burning with longing and ambition, joined him. Warriors, scribes, and leaders, once radiant in the Almighty's light, now stood on the edge of darkness. There, hidden from human eyes, they swore a terrible oath. They would descend to earth, take human wives, and teach forbidden knowledge. They would build a dominion of their own, defying the divine order. Samayaza's voice rang out, passionate and unyielding. We've watched humanity for so long, he said. We've seen their beauty, their struggles. Why should we remain distant? Why not take wives, sire mighty sons, and share the secrets of heaven? The crowd stirred, their hearts swayed. Then Azazel stepped forward, his words sharp as a blade. We could rule them, he declared. We possess knowledge beyond their understanding secrets of metal, war, and sorcery. We could shape them in our image and become gods among men. A murmur of agreement swept through the gathering. One by one, they bound themselves to the oath, knowing the punishment would be severe. They no longer feared the wrath of heaven. Their choice was made, and the world would never be the same. The faithful stand apart. The faithful 7 stood apart, their hearts heavy with grief. They watched their brothers spiral into rebellion, knowing the consequences would be catastrophic. Raphael warned of chaos, Michael of ruin, Uriel of judgment. Regal, the avenger, remained silent, his eyes fixed on the inevitable justice to come. Sakael foresaw the binding of fallen spirits. Gabriel pleaded one last time, but the rebels' hearts were stone. Ramiel, wise and steadfast, knew the righteous would one day rise again, but the cost would be great. As the fallen watchers descended, the faithful remained true. They could not stop their brothers, but they would not join them. Their duty was to the Almighty, to the world entrusted to their care. They watched, hearts breaking, as the rebellion unfolded below, the fall and its consequences. The fallen watchers descended upon the earth, taking human wives and teaching forbidden knowledge. Azazel showed men how to forge weapons, to adorn themselves with metals and stones, to paint their faces and wield sorcery. Samayaza and his followers sired children, the Nephilim, mighty and terrible giants who towered over humanity. These offspring were no blessing. They ravaged the land, their strength matched only by their cruelty. The earth groaned under their weight, and wickedness spread like wildfire. War, vanity, and sin consumed the world. Men learned to crave power, to spill blood, to chase fleeting beauty. The Nephilim devoured all in their path, their hunger insatiable. The cries of the earth rose to heaven, a desperate plea for deliverance. The faithful watchers watched in sorrow, their divine charge now a burden of grief. They saw the world darken, corrupted by their brother's betrayal. The Almighty's judgment, at last the Almighty acted. The faithful watchers were called to bring justice to a world spiraling into chaos. Uriel, guardian of Tartarus, was sent to Noah, warning him of the flood to come, a deluge to cleanse the earth. Raphael was commanded to bind Azazel, the instigator of bloodshed and corruption. In the desert, Raphael faced the cunning angel. Azazel fought, but he was no match for the Holy One. Michael, the great warrior, led the heavenly host against Samayaza and his rebels. The skies blazed as angel fought angel, a battle swift and terrible. The rebellious watchers were struck down, their dominion shattered, their spirits bound in the depths of the earth. Sakael sealed the fallen spirits, ensuring they could no longer corrupt the world. Gabriel cleansed the earth of their influence, tearing down the Nephilim's great cities. Ramiel, ever wise, was tasked with overseeing those who would rise again in the end of days. Mankind, though wounded by sin, was given another chance. The earth was cleansed, but the scars remained. The faithful endure. Even in victory, the faithful watchers did not rejoice. They mourned their fallen brothers, remembering the days when they stood together in purity. Once, they had watched over the earth as one, their hearts united in divine purpose. Now, the rebels were cast away, never to return. Yet the faithful seven remained at their posts, ever vigilant, ever true. Uriel still guards Tartarus, watching over the world's deepest mysteries. Raphael heals the spirits of men, offering solace in a broken world. Michael protects the righteous, a warrior without equal. Sakael binds the fallen spirits, ensuring their influence is contained. Gabriel keeps paradise pure, a beacon of hope. And Ramiel oversees the resurrection of the righteous, a promise of redemption, a story that lingers. The tale of the Watchers is more than a myth, it's a warning etched in the heavens. It speaks of loyalty tested, of desires that lead to ruin, and of the enduring faithfulness of those who stand firm. The fallen chose power and pride, and their legacy was destruction. The faithful chose duty, and their legacy is eternal. What does this story stir in you? Do you feel the weight of the Watchers' choices, the sorrow of their fall, or the hope of their redemption? Share your thoughts, and let's keep exploring the mysteries that connect us to the divine.